My family is obsessed with the idea of old money they haven't earned, so when my father received a classified email from a government liaison in Kazakhstan, he didn't call the police. He called a family meeting. The email claimed that my great-uncle Barnaby, a man no one had seen in 30 years, wasn't dead. He was a secret astronaut for a private Soviet-era space program. Apparently, he had been stuck on a decommissioned space station since 1991 because the country that sent him up no longer existed to bring him down. The liaison said Barnaby had an accumulated salary of $15 million waiting in a trust fund, but they needed $50,000 in return flight fees to bring him home and release the inheritance. To a normal person, this sounds like a joke. To my greedy, debt-ridden parents, it sounded like a retirement plan. I tried to explain the facts. I showed them the advance fee scam model, the same one used in the famous Nigerian prince emails. The informative truth is that these scams work because of sunk cost fallacy. Once you send the first $5,000 for processing, your brain refuses to believe it's a lie because admitting the lie means admitting you've already lost the money. But my father was the golden child who always thought he was smarter than everyone. He convinced my mother to take out a second mortgage. He even used the $10,000 I had saved for my surgery. He wasn't just falling for a scam, he was gambling with our lives. The liaison sent back low-resolution photos of a man in a dusty spacesuit and official bank statements. My parents were so blinded by the $15 million that they didn't notice the bank was registered to a domain in a country that doesn't have a space program. The $50,000 was sent. 2 weeks later, the liaison disappeared. The email was deleted. The secret astronaut, Barnaby, remained in his secret orbit. My parents were devastated. But here's the twist. I did a deep dive into our actual family tree. It turns out Great-Uncle Barnaby did exist. He wasn't an astronaut. He was a quiet, successful accountant who had died in a nursing home 3 years ago. The liaison wasn't a stranger from Kazakhstan. I tracked the IP address of the original email. It came from a local coffee shop 3 blocks from our house. The person who knew our family history, knew about my surgery money, and knew exactly how greedy my father was my own brother. He had used the astronaut story as a bizarre screen to drain our parents' equity before they could spend it on their own failed business ideas. He didn't steal the money to party. He put it all into a locked trust for my medical bills and our parents' future taxes. He realized that the only way to save the family from their own greed was to become the villain who scammed them first. Some people are born to be heroes, but sometimes you have to play the fool to keep the house from burning down.